Well, from opening day, we've made it to this point. From late March to late September, the Marlins and the Nats. Yeah, thanks, Bryce. We hope we are thanking him for big things in this ballpark next year as well. Those are decisions down the road for Bryce, his family, his representation, the Nationals, and we wish everybody well in that quest. And it kind of makes this closing day at Nationals Ballpark a little unusual, that Pete, compared to most years. It's always strange when we come here for the last home game of the year. This year, maybe an added element to that.
Yeah, the uncertainty with Bryce Harper. I mean, he got here early today, put his uniform right on, said if it's the last time I'm going to wear that uniform, I'm going to wear it from the time I get to the clubhouse to the time I leave. Might drive home in it tonight, who knows, but I guess we celebrate Bryce Harper. Might be his last game as a Nat in this ballpark.
So, Bryce, we watched him come to the big leagues as a teenager, and of course his introductory press conference way back in 2010. Ryan Zimmerman still wearing the old school Nationals with the gold trim there. And then he finally, after, I don't know, about a dozen games in the big leagues, got his first home run.
Well, check this out. He's played 471 games in Nats Park. He has 472 hits in Nats Park. He won the Home Run Derby on July 16th in this ballpark. It's all he's ever known. Hit 92 home runs, driven in 270 RBIs. He's hit 285 in his home ballpark, OPS of 914. So he loves playing here. He loves the fans. I think his signature moment right there, the home run derby with his two teammates going nuts. And hey, it's all he's ever known. He's grown up in DC, he's grown up in this ballpark, and this could be his last game here.
Yeah, great relationship with his dad, one of his great batting practice pitchers. So the Rookie of the Year to the MVP just 3 years later, the All-Star team, a fixture there, and only Ian Desmond stands between him and Ryan Zimmerman in games. Then there's this guy who wears number 6 that's on some kind of tear. 3 for 3 last night, 200 double, 3-run homer, 90 RBIs now for Anthony Rendon and counting, and over his last 10 games, softball numbers, 526, 20 RBIs. Come on. What a finish to the season for Anthony Rendon, and he still has 4 games with which to work. Here's the finale, the Fish and the Nats. Runs to center field to start games this year. Bryce Harper and the Nats in the final home game of 2018. The Nationals 40-40 at home, and Bryce having a big year, selected as the team player of the year, Max the pitcher of the year, and Sean Doolittle the good guy award. Before the ball game, they received those today. So mostly cloudy skies. Been a great day compared to what the forecast was as recently as 24 hours ago. It's going to be 85 at game time. So the Marlins have Brian Anderson, who through the first half of the season was getting some run, some talk for Rookie of the Year until a guy named Soto showed up, and then a kid named Acuna started doing his deal in Atlanta. And if you go down to the number 7 spot, the catcher Chad Wallach, a rookie. Tim Wallach's son, Wei-Yin Chin, batting 8th. And the Nats, first major league start for Kyle McGowan, who's had 3 games out of the pen. Right on time for a strike.
26 years old, 6'3", 195. So Potomac, Harrisburg, Syracuse, and now DC. Last time he pitched in the big leagues was against the Braves on September 14th. Pitched 2/3 of an inning, struck out 2, walked nobody. So fastball, slider change. Fastball averaging 91.
And now with him throwing a pitch, the Nats have used 12 starters this year. Swing and a miss by JT Riddle, the shortstop. Southampton, New York, where Kyle was born. Originally drafted by the Angels. Went to Savannah State University in Georgia. Strike 3 call by Chad Whitson. You heard him. Riddle didn't like it. He thought it was inside, and that's the first out of the game.
Little run back fastball from Kyle. Started off the plate in, ran it back right to where Spencer Keyboom was setting up. Nice pitch. Trying to see here. Hold on.
So next batter up is Brian Anderson, the third baseman. He's had a couple of hits in this series, a couple of RBIs. And McGowan in the strike zone again.
4th strikeout of the year, 296 more to 300.
Nats had 11 starters last year, 10 the year before that, 9 in 15, 4 in 18. So real stable. In the last couple of years, we've seen more young pitchers making their debuts here. And a 1-1. Well, he's been around the plate, he's got things moving, and he's got guys swinging.
Probably feels more at home, right? Starter all season long. Got to go through his routine today in a familiar position, not coming out of the bullpen.
And a lot of hook on that slider, 3-2.
All right, here's your defense for the last home game of the 2018 season. Soto, Robles, Harper, the outfield. Turner, Rendon, left side. Sanchez, Zimmerman, right side. Spencer Keyboom doing the catching.
And with a move to his left, McGowan cuts it off to Zimmerman. 2 down. Derek Dietrich is in the lineup for the Marlins for the first time in this series. A couple of pinch hitting appearances. So it looks like Kyle having a little fun out there with Anthony Rendon. I can't think of a better guy to keep you relaxed out there in what could be a tense personal situation. That's playing Dietrich to pull, not a true shift. And a dive by Sanchez. Comes up firing. Brilliant play. And it gets the rookie a 1-2-3 first inning in his first start at the big league level. That's some big league D right there. to you by PNC Bank. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. Yeah, Max was larger than life last night. He's now 18-7. How many minds around the country did he change about the Cy Young? Well, time will tell on that. He did a great job, and here's Anthony Rendon, who's been unbelievable with the bat, hitting .410 over his last 21 games and 20 RBIs in his last 10. Also trying to reach base for the 34th game in a row. 33-year-old Wei-Yin Chen, 4 years with the Orioles, now in his third year with Miami.
A 26th start of the season, last start of the season.
And that ball on the first pitch drilled by Victor Robles to right center. What a good sign that is for the youngster, and what a good swing. His 11th hit at the big league level this year.
Well, for the last time at Nats Park in 2018, there goes the no-hitter Victor Robles with the first pitch the Nats would see today. Knock. So you can look at these numbers all you want. The only ones you really need to know is Wei-Yin Chen's home ERA is 1.62. He has a 185 average against on the road. 9.29 ERA with a 3.38 average against. What a difference.
Yeah, the Marlins are just under 6.5 runs a game on the ERA on the road. You can tell the shadows are creeping already with our 4:05 start as Trey Turner checks in. Trey, a couple of hits in the series so far. His on-base streak was broken last night. He had been on 24 games in a row.
Here's your Marlins defense today behind Chen, Ortega, Sierra, O'Brien, the outfield, Riddle, Anderson left side, Bostic, Dietrich right side. And Chad Wallach behind the plate, son of Tim Wallach, the bench coach for the Marlins. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, hit his first big league homer against the Reds this past Sunday. Trey Turner 4 for 14 career against Chen. He's battling 0-2 here. Target up and in. And that's where the veteran delivered the heater. Nats have been rough on Chen over the years. 11 games, 10 starts, a 4.84 ERA. The record 1-6. Turner with a line drive out. And back Robles. One down.
The right fielder, number 34, Bryce Harper.
Well done, Nats fans. Very well done. And he's trying to attack on the first pitch.
472nd game at Nats Park for Bryce. And what a nice ovation. He's probably trying to get it together so he can hit here. Got here 3.5 hours before the game and put his uniform right on. He's been in it ever since. Usually you put it on for a 4 o'clock game around, I don't know, 3:15, 3:20. Fire the game around, go out, stretch around 3:30, 3:40.
Oh, and 1. Pretty good lead by Robles as Chen stares him down and then delivers inside. In this series, Bryce has been on base 5 times, 3 walks, couple of hits, and RBI. Tied with Trey Turner, 5th in the league in runs, each scoring 101 times. And this one out to left for Ortega. 2 down. See what the Marlins have for Anthony Rendon now.
I think the ovation was cool, but the last at bat is going to be something to see for me. When he comes up the last time, whether that's his 2nd, 3rd, or 4th at bat, you never know what Davey Martinez has in store today. But that's the one I think you want the close-ups of Bryce. That's the one that might tug at him a little bit, if indeed he is leaving. Who knows?
Rendon wearing out the fish in this series. Oh yeah, trying for a 12-game hitting streak. On the move is Robles. The throw is on target, and he got in there. Victor Robles going in hard to the bag with Bostic covering. That's his 2nd big league steal. Call made by Angel Hernandez.
Angel looked like he had it locked and loaded to ring him up. Went to a crow hop here. Let's see how close it was. Couldn't tell there. Everyone's moving too fast for me. Okay. Looks like his right hand got in there. Tagged on the left. Right hand was on the bag. Play on.
Well, a base hit could give Rendon 92 RBIs. He's been going beyond singles a whole lot lately. Lots of 2-baggers and lots of home runs. Tied for the league lead with 43 doubles.
I wonder what it's like for an umpire that makes the call. You see the hold on sign from the manager, and then you sit out there as the umpire wondering if you got it right or not. He's talking to Victor at 2nd base. You saw Victor give him, I just barely made it in there. But that's got to be like a player getting a base hit, right? When they don't challenge it, you know you got it right just like that. You know, maybe in a big situation late in the game, like hitting the home run, if you're an umpire.
Yeah, it's got to be unusual for them. Trained all your lives to be quick and be as accurate as you can. They still get most of them right.
Angel's a good guy.
There's the crew chief, Bill Miller, who's over at first base today. As mentioned, Chad Whitson has the plate. Alan Porter at 3rd.
You know what I'm doing?
Foul.
Check this out. I'm going to show you 100 and 200. There's home run number 100, the helium ball to left. Remember that one the other night? 48-degree launch angle, the highest one I've seen this year. And then Tony 200 bags, his 200th double last night. I mean, if he's going to get to 100 RBIs, he's got another chance right here. 91 and counting. I was about to say this offseason, I'm going to go Rosetta Stone and lip read in Spanish next year. I'm going to take it to a new level. Let's see what Angel and Victor were talking about.
2-2. For a guy who's really been driving the ball into the gaps lately. The Marlins looking at Rendon and playing the left fielder fairly shallow. Trying to maybe get a shot at Robles with 2 outs. We'll see. Sierra not that deep. Now he's been playing right field most of the time the Nats have seen him. He's in center today. And O'Brien, who's playing first base, is in right. He's the deepest of the 3. And a breaking ball in the dirt, handled by Wallach. Three-two, and to the left of Riddle, JT Riddle throws it over to Dietrich, and that's it for the first inning. Leadoff hit by Victor Robles with a steal, no score. Opponent, the Colorado Rockies, who all of a sudden have won 5 games in a row. They have designs on not only being the #1 wild card, but now trying to pass the Dodgers. Of course, they'll host the Nats this weekend. Climbed over St. Louis by a half game in the second wild card race last night, and the Nats went crazy there last year, and that was early in the season when things were kind of cold. I know you've done some checking into the weather for Coors Field this weekend.
62 Friday, mid to upper 80s on Saturday, mid 80s on Sunday.
And a lot of people in baseball want to know, is Max Scherzer pitching Sunday? We'll see.
Dodger coaches texted me today wondering if Max was pitching on Sunday. I said, take care of yourself. Don't worry about it. I don't know. I don't think he is, but you never know.
Yeah, and I got one from St. Louis that said, surely he's going to help his hometown, isn't he? We're going to pitch against the Rockies Sunday?
He said, no, he's not, and stop calling me Shirley.
Yeah. That's a foul ball off the bat of Peter O'Brien. Why not number 300 again? It's fun, right?
You can't see this enough. 3-2 slider. Austin Dean, Erica Scherzer looking on. I saw Erica after the game in the tunnel on the way out. She said, thanks for getting the camera off because I absolutely started bawling after he struck out number 300. What a great moment. The moment of the year at the ballpark. The 17th pitcher in Major League history to strike out 300 in a season. How many pitchers have there been since day one? Maybe we could ask one of our stats services to see that. And only 17 have done that. How about that? 100 hits allowed, the fewest ever by a pitcher with 300 K. Pedro Martinez had 305, and he had 157 hits against him. And Max,
yeah, wow.
I think that's another reason why you don't pitch on Sunday, to keep that record. Give up 8 hits, you don't have that record anymore.
Another chapter in the Scherzer legend here in D.C. 3-2 to Peter O'Brien. Kyle McGowan with another called third strike. So the Marlins haven't seen him before, and maybe they're having a hard time seeing what his fastball's doing.
All right, you want to see something super cool? Watch this. This is amazing. All 300 strikeouts coming in hot. Watch. Look at the pitches on one side, and here they come. Machine gun Scherzer. Boom, 300. There you go. Had the strikeouts on the left, the date, the pitches. And maybe we'll do that again later, because that was cool. I feel like that deserves an encore later in the ballgame.
There's Rafael Ortega, the left fielder. So 4 in a row by McGowan to start the game, and he takes a little bit off and gets the slider to drop for a strike. Ortega, 27-year-old outfielder from Venezuela. And he'll slap one out to left. Juan Soto right there, and for McGowan, 5 in a row to start the game. More, Max. You know, we always say, and more. Here it comes. 4 consecutive seasons with walks and hits per innings pitched lower than 1, and that's a great number.
Wow. Three Fingers Brown had a nasty split.
Mordecai Three Finger Brown. And of course the big train, Walter Johnson.
Could never buy a round for more than 3 people.
Ball 1 to Christopher Bostic. The Nats got Bostic as part of a 3-player deal when Ross Detweiler was traded to the Rangers back in December of 2014. And then almost 2 years later, after he'd played some in the minor leagues for our organization, he went to the Pirates for Taylor Gushu, catcher who's doing good things for the Nats in the minor leagues. And a cash transaction. Marlins purchased him from the Pirates just this past August 12th. So 12 games total this year, 10 with Miami at the big league level. And this fly ball, it's a Sunfield out there. Bryce sees it. And how about Kyle McGowan? 6 up, 6 down in his starting debut.
Play in 2019. 2019 Nats Plus memberships on sale right now. Join the best member benefits program in all of baseball. Get the best seats for next year and guarantee access to potential postseason games. Yeah, Nats are going to the playoffs next year. For more information or to become a Nats Plus member, visit nationals.com/2019. Perfect last home game weather. Look at this.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Soto's had pretty good success against Chen. I don't know about trying to bunt a hit over the mound, but he just did it. A bloop bunt, perfectly placed. And he's now 4 for 10 against this left-hander.
He meant to bring that with him to second base, but, you know, when you're charmed, you're charmed. This is supposed to be to Bostic at second. And he crushes it over Chen's head. And I think if Riddle gets that, he's still safe. So base hits. There we go. Well, we already got the there goes the no-hitter. There goes the no-bunter.
Yeah. Well, there went the one-hitter.
Can we get the exit velocity and launch angle on that? Seriously.
About a 75-foot bunt in the air.
I'm going to say 28 degrees on the launch angle and probably 80 miles an hour. 70.
Here's Zimmerman. Ryan had a big hit last night. 2-run single in the 7th. That one really opened up the ball game, and the Nats went on from there and scored 9 runs. So Ryan still over 300 his last 43 games. 301 with 29 RBIs. Smothered by Wallach, and the count's 1-1. Brian Zimmerman now has 109 career RBIs against the Miami Marlins.
Trying to do damage. That was a big swing. I don't know if that felt great either. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to swing 2-1, but he was stretching and made some facial expressions after that. Might have felt a little something.
2-2's the count. Real short lead by Soto. Well, it was 13 years ago, and Ryan Zimmerman was a September call-up. From college in the spring to the big leagues in the fall.
It's an easy adjustment.
He was fast tracking through the minor leagues, that's for sure, that year. He hit .397 that September in 05. No homers, drove in 6, 23 hits in 20 games. He was 20 years and 238 days old at the time of his call-up, the youngest Net until Bryce came along. And I think about his first full season, 06. He got beat out barely for Rookie of the Year by Hanley Ramirez, but the Marlins had Ramirez, they had Josh Willingham, they had Mike Jacobs, 3 position players. And it was 2 organizations. Marlins were more advanced at that time than the Nats were, but both teams were featuring some young talent. Ryan was right in the middle of some of the best in this division. He'll take the walk. 2 on, nobody out. So a bunt base hit by Soto and a Zimmerman walk, Ryan's 30th of the year, sets things up for Adrian Sanchez, who can handle the bat. He's already made a great defensive play.
Looking at Ryan's numbers at Coors Field, he can't wait to get on that plane tomorrow. Nat's leaving for Colorado tomorrow. .361 career there with 10 home runs. 37 games, 36 started.
Chad Whitson's getting some heat from the third base dugout. I'm sure the Marlins are thinking about some of the called strikes that Kyle McGowan got, and they thought that was good enough for Chen. So a big spot for Adrian here. 0 for 1 against this lefty career, and he'll take one up and away. He's swinging there. Clean single to right. Soto held at third by Bob Henley. O'Brien one hops it to the cutoff man. And Spencer Keyboom will bat with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Pretty swing right here. Little inside out action, trying to go the other way. Thought about bunting and said, forget it. I'll just hit something hard to right. Rewarded by playing the game the right way with a single. So station to station right now. A bunt, a walk, and a swinging single, and Spencer has a chance to do some damage.
Yeah, the Nats catching core lately heating things up with the bat. Matt Wieters 304 his last 29 starts, and Spencer Keyboom 8 for his last 22 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs in 8 starts.
You know, if you're a good receiver, you put down the right fingers, you block and throw well. You don't have to hit 300. You hit 220, 230 and get a big hit every once in a while. Be a clutch hitter at the plate in these situations. You can catch 10 years in the big leagues easy.
Yep. Up the middle, off the glove of Riddle, and 2 runs will score. Sanchez heading for third. And now Spencer Keyboom has 6 RBIs in his last 9 games.
Like that. Just like that.
Line moving at the bottom of the order.
Not only that, the clutch hit, but the fact that Riddle tips this allows Adrian Sanchez to go first to third. Probably wouldn't have had that ball gone up the middle. Good effort by Riddle. You can't fault him for playing hard. But a lucky break for the Nats that tipped away from Riddle and allowed Sanchez to get to third. And we'll see what kind of offensive game Kyle McGowan has here. Probably push one to first here.
Yeah, no ABs in his 3 relief appearances, spanning 2 2/3. Squares and takes a fastball that just misses.
He looked bunterish there, like he knew what he was doing. Squared early. Good athletic position.
Ooh. A little late on the hack, but a solid one. Mentioned his alma mater, Savannah State in Georgia. First player from that school ever to play big league ball.
Highest draft pick ever from Savannah State.
Yeah, Angels took him in the 5th round. Well, that was a pretty decent hack. Let's see what the 1-1 count will bring. He's bunting again. Bunts it hard. And trapped between third and home was Sanchez. Then the ball airmailed down the left field line, so it's 3-0. Sanchez had broken down the line and stopped. And he ends up in the dugout after a McGowan bunt.
A little firm on the bunt. Chen made a good glove play. Nice toss to Wallach, who just launches it. Sure, if Chet had that back again, he would have probably set his feet a little bit more. He looked like he was off balance and just threw it in the dumpster down the left field line. It's not even close.
Yeah, so now it's 3-0. Keyboom all the way to third on the play. McGowan to second. Marlins have the infield into the Nats, trying to parlay a couple of bunts and some other things into a huge inning here.
Ideally, you want to grab that throw and run the runner back and make that first throw a little bit shorter. I think even if Brian Anderson catches that, Sanchez was breaking toward the plate after he initially faked back to third.
And the ruling is fielder's choice bunt. Runner scores on E2. And here's Victor Robles, who hit one hard through the right side first time. Way inside. Really in at the corners, Anderson and Dietrich. Robles, of course, a bunting threat. He's hacking here. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Check that out.
Wow. Well, it kind of reflects everything on the road for the Marlins. We've talked about their team ERA away from Marlins Park. They're 24-52 on the road. They're only 5 games under 500 at home. So they pitch well and play well there. That's going to be a fair ball. So scoring is Keyboom. Here comes McGowan, and Victor Robles 2 for 2 makes it a 5-0 game. Opposite field for both of his hits.
Yeah, Wei-Yin Chin's got to be thinking, what's going on? Belt tie fastball, inside out swing. Just perfectly placed. So a bunt over his head, an inside out swing inside the line. Adrian Sanchez hit his hard. Spencer Keyboom hit his hard. But everything going right for the Nats here in the second inning.
7th man to bat and nobody out is Trey Turner. Lined out to the shortstop first time. We heard some shouts. That's because Bostic was heading to second for a possible throw. One ball, 1 strike. Chen in his career 59-49, even 4 ERA for his 7-year big league career. And tonight it's 170th start.
You know, a lot of times pitchers that pitch in a ballpark that's conducive to that are more aggressive. Now Marlins Park plays big, so maybe Chen at home is very confident in attacking the plate, not trying to be too fine, where he knows he'll get penalized on the road in a hitter's ballpark if he makes a mistake.
Changeup missing, 3-1. Three and one. And Trey Turner will start a new on base streak. 2 on, nobody out, and Bryce coming up. Let's go back to May 14, 2012. Padres in town. Tim Stauffer and Bryce Harper in his 15th big league game hit his first home run. Yeah, curtain call, of course.
How about the Band-Aid? You remember that? Cincinnati snapped in the tunnel. The bat came back and hit him. And another standing ovation for Bryce.
Well, up there with 2 men aboard. That was University of Maryland, University College, with our Nationals history moment.
I forgot that was his rookie year, and I forgot that was before his first tater. You remember when he went down the tunnel at the Great American Ballpark, hit his bat against the wall, the bat came back, hit him in the eye, and then we had shots of him in right field there with blood trickling down.
And that was the series that ended 1 game before he hit that home run. So he got his money's worth in the tunnel, then he came home and hit a homer. It's all right. And Bryce will fly one out to left again. Ortega there. That's the first out here in the 2nd inning. And Anthony Rendon will be the 9th Nat to bat.
So Adam LaRoche that nicknamed him Bam Bam after that.
See, that's what happens, Adam. He hit it into a double play right before Bryce hit that home run. Javi Guerra. The Nats are all over Wei-Yin Chen early here. Some of it's not his doing. He's had some bad luck and an error. Rendon, a grounder to shortstop, first time up. So great to have Adam in the ballpark over the weekend. Guys enjoyed seeing him. Big, slow, Levon type left-handed curveball from Chen.
I was showing you the Bryce Harper home memories today, but when I think about him, I think about postseason home runs. I think about he and Hunter Strickland and the stare down thing they had in San Francisco. And oddly enough, the moment I think of with Bryce Harper as a Nat is when he finally said enough is enough. I'm sick of getting hit. And he went out and got Hunter Strickland. Because for years we saw him 19. Guys didn't like his swagger. They'd hit him for no reason. 20, same thing. Remember the thing with the Braves when they were just drilling him because he stood at home plate for longer than 2 seconds. And then finally he said in San Francisco, enough is enough. So we'll probably show that to you when we get to Colorado again one more time for some road memories. Does he think Robles is relaying signs? I think he does. He looked at him like, dude, whatever you're doing back there, knock it off.
So you got to pick where you steal signs from, right?
No, you just can't.
Dugout, it's okay.
You just can't do anything obvious. It has to be subtle if you're doing it. I don't know if he's doing it or not. I'll watch him now. But if you get the sequence and you relay in either the pitch or location, it has to be something that nobody sees. A lot of pitchers are paranoid too, and or maybe you just fed up with him bouncing around. I don't know.
Oh, 2 with 1 out. And way inside.
See what you did there?
Rendon drills one to right, and it's caught by O'Brien. Some runners were moving on that play, and Dietrich managed to bobble it but get it in time to turn that double play. A 9-3 on an absolute rocket by Rendon. Chip Hale checking to make sure they got the retreating runner, Trey Turner.
He had Robles. He could have ran in and gotten Robles at second if he wanted to, but he saw the play right in front of him and chose to go for Turner at first. Here, Robles is almost around third. Oh, no challenge.
No challenge. Inning over. 9-3 double play, and the Nats pick up 5 in the second.
The authenticator's finger after he dropped a baseball a few minutes ago. I asked Davey Martinez earlier today what he's learned about the Nationals fan base in his year so far as Nationals manager, and he said the first thing is they want to win. They're hungry for a winner. He says when I'm around the area at restaurants, at bars, having a glass of wine, people come up to me and they tell me how much they want a winning team here. He said he responds to these fans, don't think for a second that we're rebuilding now coming out of this year. He said in 2019, we plan on winning. He said if I know Mike Rizzo and the Lerner family, they're going to put together an unbelievable roster for next year, and we expect to be back atop the National League East. Davey continues to send that message to Nationals fans. He's disappointed like they are with the results this year, but he expects things to be much different in 2019.
Well, great to hear that. And, you know, the guy's been unbelievable this year. His positive attitude every day, and FP, he's growing as a big league manager. A lot of young guys who have not managed at this level are getting chances these days, and it's not easy.
Yeah, we had a nice little talk yesterday in his office before the game, and he was saying, you know, it was such a whirlwind when he got hired, his first managerial job, and then everything kind of goes real quick. And through trial and error, your first time as a skipper, you find out, you know, how to run a ball club, not just the in-game stuff, but all the stuff we don't see behind the scenes.
Here comes Bryce. 7 straight for McGowan to start the game.
And then maybe you find out what works, what doesn't work. And I think your second year as a first-year manager is where you really get to put your stamp on a ball club, meaning, you know, all that stuff that was going real fast in the offseason last year, you know, kind of the Heisman tour where he's going around shaking hands, kissing babies, doing interviews. Now he's going to stay in the D.C. area and kind of lock into what this team needs and what he needs as a manager. You know, sit down with ownership and Mike Rizzo and say, hey, this is what I would like based on how I would like to manage. And yeah, he was given a great ball club this year. Things didn't work out. But if you have a philosophy or a style as a manager, now the second year, you can get those players that suit that style a little more than you did the first year.
Here's Wei-Yin Chen. And we hope Ryan Zimmerman's okay, because he's been replaced by Mark Reynolds over at first base. And you thought you spotted something on that swing.
Yeah.
And let's hope Ryan is fine as Mark comes in to replace him.
When you see every single at bat of a guy for 8 years, you can tell by their mannerisms if they were feeling something.
So straight up switch, obviously. And Wei-Yin Chen still in the ball game. They were warming up a reliever. Maybe that double play buys him a little more time on that line drive to right. Chen, 6 hits this year, 7 career. Swing and a miss on what would have been ball 4, and Cal McGowan and the Nats will take it. Now he's got 8 in a row.
All right, Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $44 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Down to the bottom of the order, where Magneuris Sierra is playing center field today and hitting in the bottom spot in the order. Rendon on the grass at third.
There's been some hard bunts here today.
Bunts finding the sweet spot.
I'm going to go out there today and bunt something super hard.
Yeah, we had a foul ball last night. Almost took out a buffet down in the club area. 1-1. By the way, kind of going back to Dan's report too, just to add a little icing on that cake. Last night, with a crowd of 26,483, the Nats went over 2.5 million. They're at 2,500,924. And 7th in the league in average attendance at 31,657. Now the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And when you're winning divisions and you're clinching in the middle of September, and like you say, the big question is, where are you going to clinch? It's pretty easy to have a blast and root and really enjoy that kind of season. Had so many fans that have stuck with this team through a tough 2018, and they get a lot of credit for that.
It's the last game of the year at Nats Park. It's the Marlins, same seats.
Nationals Winter Fest, Saturday, December 1st, Sunday the 2nd. Holiday baseball fun for everybody. Early bird pricing available. Purchase your Winterfest tickets by September 30th, 4 days from now. Visit nationals.com and you'll save a sleigh full of cash.
Ooh, that'd be a good present. I think I'm going to ask for that.
Soto, Reynolds, and Sanchez here in the bottom of the third. Juan Soto started that 5-run rally last inning. 1 run unearned, by the way, because of the error, with that pop bunt over the pitcher that dropped for a hit.
Look, out twice. Do we have something going on here because of the bunt? No.
Mercedes-Benz on the 2-0 pitch.
Strike? I thought it was in.
Soto to center. Backing up just a bit, Sierra. I was kind of thinking about Mark Reynolds early this afternoon when I looked at the matchup numbers. Career against Chen, 5 for 18 with a couple of RBIs. So Ryan Zimmerman got the start, has left the game, and here's Reynolds first at bat.
So it was a 2-1 fastball, Ryan's first at bat. That was in the second inning. He took this swing, big swing. He got out of the way of a pitch the other night too, and had some weird mannerisms after that one. Dealing with that oblique thing all year long. You just hope he didn't hurt it again.
3-1.
Probably saying, well, FP, there's only 3 games left, but that's just, you don't want to go into the off season having to rehab something. You just want to relax. You don't want to get treatment. You don't want to. You want to be able to have an off season, basically.
Well, we talked about that exact thing a couple of days ago regarding Adam Eaton. Finally back healthy. How great would it be for him just to go into the off season and then do everything that he needs to do and that he wants to do to get ready for next season, because him and Murph starting this season was such a struggle, and feeling good. What a great swing by Adrian Sanchez first time. A hard single through the right side. He's going to line one out there this time and drop it in. 2 for 2. To third, Reynolds. The throw cut off, and the Nats have a corner situation for Spencer Kieboom. Lot to like about Adrian Sanchez right now.
The approach, especially inside out swing, using the whole field. We've seen him drive the ball to right center. So first time up, similar swing, ground ball through the hole. This time he goes airborne. Good read by Mark Reynolds, seeing Peter O'Brien go away from the play, and advances all the way to third.
Kieboom drove in 2 runs first time with a grounder up the middle off the glove of JT Riddle. It's a base hit all the way. RBI total up to 12, and half of those have come in his last 9 games. So he's 9 for his last 23. And a good take to get the count in his favor.
Big knock under your belt already. Go up there nice and loose with one in the bag already. Couple RBIs already.
And this flare to right. Long way for O'Brien. Reynolds will stay 2 down.
All right, did you enjoy a Miller Lite? Look forward to the whole true moment later in the ball game. It's kind of been the Levo show here already early as Kyle McGowan sports number 61 getting in the batter's box.
Yeah, something very familiar about that. So the fielder's choice bunt the first time. Marlins should have had a runner, Sanchez, tagged out between third and home. They had him hung up, and the young catcher Chad Wallach threw one down the left field line. Now it's first and third, 2 outs. And he got jammed by that one. Chen picks it up. That's it for the Nats in the bottom of the third. 5-0 Washington. Top of the order ahead for Miami. To you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Well, Bryce Harper, we talked about some of the great home moments he's had, but FP, he's one of those guys when on the grand stage in October has performed very well.
Yeah, big stage. Bryce, remember this against Adam Wainwright? Game 5, 2012 NLDS, the one that started so great. And then how about against the Giants, he put on a show, the 2014 NLDS. And then last year against the Cubs, one of the better bat flips, the very casual, like I've been there, done that, and I'm going to do it again bat flip.
To the top of the fourth we go in this last game at home of 18. 38 pitches, 23 strikes for Kyle McGowan. JT Riddle called down on strikes on a running fastball near his hands first time up.
I'm trying to think, when Bryce hit that homer, did LaRoche hit one before him? Or after him? That's when I thought that game was over. Or at least was starting to think that way.
In 12?
Yeah, game 5.
Yeah, the Nets went up 6-0 in that game. Two and one. Check swing, and look at the carry on that. Soto has it. Check swings, bunts, ball carrying today. And that's 10 straight for McGowan.
All right, postseason begins. I'm looking at that box score. Yeah, Zim, Bryce, and the Beast went deep in that game. October 2nd, you know the drill. I won't be watching.
Yes, you are.
No, World Series. I'm just going to take a little break. A lot of guys do. Although the Brewers have me extremely intrigued right now. That might be my team by default this year.
I think a lot of folks are on the Milwaukee bandwagon right now.
I just like Christian Yelich a lot. He's been one of my favorite guys the Nats have played against for years, and just a great dude. I think the front runner after 6 RBIs last night for NL MVP. I thought it was Javi Baez a couple of weeks ago, but I think it's Christian now.
Anthony Rendon cuts it off. 2 down. Derek Dietrich is next, and his at bat was the closest the Marlins have been to a hit.
Ho hum, another great play. Made easy.
Yeah, wait till we get to Colorado and start talking about what a good third baseman we have.
There's our open for Friday.
Here's Dietrich, and Sanchez took a hit away from him first time. Adrian's out onto the outfield grass this time. It's not a true shift. He's just playing deep. The skills of the young second baseman have been on display here today, both sides of the ball. And there is their first base hit. Well, Dietrich has had their best 2 at bats, and he gets that one to pay off, and the crowd now realizing and acknowledging how good Kyle McGowan's been in his first big league start, giving him a nice hand after that first base hit. Next up, Peter O'Brien.
I think the crowd today has been locked in since the first pitch. 2 standing ovations for Bryce, long ones for his at-bats, and then a nice standing ovation for Kyle McGowan after he gives up his first hit. And when you think about it, it's the last game of the year. Not that all Nats fans aren't hardcore, but the hardcore ones are here today. You know, the casual fan that comes on a summer night just to have a few beers, you know, just for something to do. The last game fans, we've seen this over the years, Carp. It's a different vibe in the ballpark. Going back to Jordan's no-hitter that day.
Yeah, against the Marlins.
All the curtain calls of the players coming off the field that day, and then the catch by Souza. You think to the last home game at Nats Park every year, it's always been a crowd that's absolutely into it from pitch one, almost like a playoff atmosphere, if you will.
Well, we hear from a lot of fans this time of the year, so sad that the season's coming to an end. And they just enjoy their time at the ballpark. They're here because they love the game.
And they're going to miss it.
They don't not come just because the team's had a 500 or a rounded season. They're here. They're here win or lose. They're not with you win or tie. They're with the Nats win or lose. Just to use that old expression of I'm with you, sort of. So 3-1 with 2 outs. And just dropping that slider in there. Great looking pitch. Got a slugger in there like a young guy O'Brien looking for a heater. You didn't get it. Mercedes. And the runner on the move, and that is inside. First walk by McGowan on the heels of the first base hit he gave up, and the Marlins have 2 on 2 out for Rafael Ortega. No better time to act than today. PNC make today the day. Oh, there he is, Spencer's kid brother Carter. 123 games at high A and double A. Honored as the Nationals Minor League Player of the Year. And what a great debut. Well, really second time around, but in terms of getting up the ladder closer to the big leagues, what a great season for Carter Kieboom.
Excited to see him play soon.
And Spencer told me a couple months ago, I thought he was good. I didn't know he was this good or would be this good as a professional. And now he just totally speaks in glowing terms about what kid brother has been able to accomplish so far.
I mean, there was a day when you could rush a guy to the big leagues, but I think that's kind of over, especially when you're talking about a 19-year-old might win Rookie of the Year against a 20-year-old, got a 21-year-old in center field. And just the way the game is developed, guys are learning at the major league level. If you got talent, you play here. If you can help a team win, you play here. Even if you're not quite seasoned enough, there's a difference between being ready and being seasoned. And nowadays, you look and the game has just evolved into a younger game with pitchers, position players, all learning at the highest level. There's so much pressure to win. If you got talent, you're getting to the big leagues. And that always wasn't the case. It was, hey, let's take our time with the talent. Let's let them learn over 4 years or 3.5 years at the minor league level. Now, if you can play, you're here, especially with the schedule and how demanding that is. If you got 19-year-olds that can play a day game after a night game and fly all over the campsite like they drank 18 cups of coffee, then I feel like that's what the game is evolving into, and it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. There's going to be moments where you got to close your eyes and go, ooh, but hey, tough place to learn. But if you can play, you play here. Young managers, young players. Today's game.
Ortega fly ball to left first time. To Hopper, Sanchez. Still a great afternoon so far for Kyle McGowan. 1 hit, 1 walk through 4, and a 5-run lead.
T-Mobile. Victor Robles, first pitch of the game. There goes a no-hitter. First pitch the Nats would see, I should say. Then a stolen base, ran right out of his helmet, barely got in there, and then a little inside-out squibber down the right field line to drive in some runs. So Victor Robles, 2 for 2, a stolen base, having a big day, shooting arrows up in the sky.
And he got his batting average up to 250 in those 2 ABs. 12 for 48, 18th game at the big league level this year. And 3 for 3 now, well over 250. He's going to round the bag. Look at him go. I like it.
Well, he's thinking too right out of the box, wasn't he? So first pitch again, can't be an ambush because he's already done it. 3 for 3, and then he just took off. And he was thinking about testing Rafael Ortega, but Ortega got to it quick. But watch the turn around first. Boy, that's how everybody should turn on a single.
Hitting 265 now. Trey Turner has lined out to short and walked. And I'm not sure what was up with that throw. Bruce Chen bounced one, or pardon me, Wei In Chen bounced one over to Derek Dietrich. It's kind of a little casual flat-footed toss.
Huge lead. Huge. That's 14 feet.
And this ball by Trey, it's going to be close. And it's twisting back, caught by Dietrich. Bryce Harper again.
Standing again. Third at bat, third standing O. My favorite sign today is home is where your start is.
Never seen a fan stand up so much.
Fastball up in the zone, outer half.
Y'all can stand for other people.
For an individual player, you're thinking it's going to be the biggest story of the offseason. I know Machado's out there.
Bryce moves the needle, man. I mean, more than any other player in the big leagues. You can say what you want about better players or talent, skill set, but nobody moves the needle like the guy you're looking at. Good or bad. He says one thing, it blows up. He hits a home run, it blows up.
And nobody, I don't think, has ever come to the big leagues with more expectations heaped upon him than Bryce Harper. 0-2. So here's a player resume from Indeed. Guess who? All-time ranks. Second in homers, RBIs, and runs to Ryan Zimmerman. And Ryan had a 6-year head start. A great career for both of them. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There's some rain heading this way, so this potentially could be Bryce Harper's last at bat.
And I was wondering at the start of the day, FP, as we get to the middle of the game, maybe a little beyond, if he gets on base, there have been times with teams have pinch run for a guy to give him the send-off that way, or some have been replaced in the field after they've taken their position at the start of an inning. We'll see what Davey Martinez might have in mind based on what Bryce does.
Well, I'm videoing this on my phone, so just in case.
You are not alone. 3-2 with 1 out. Off speed, and Harper strikes out. 2 down. Remember we said we're with you win or tie. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com, see how much you could save. George was the winner this year, but it's a tie for fourth. Although I think Teddy's boiler got there first.
He did.
Visit geico.com, see how much you could save, and those are the skies darkening to the west. The good news is the Nats have a big lead, and for this game to become official, they need only to get through the top of the fifth inning. High fly, right field way. O'Brien with a ball that stays fair. And that's it for the Nats in the bottom of the fourth. They've stranded 5, but they've scored 5. And Kyle McGowan will go back to work. Ahead, and 3 games in Colorado, 8 Eastern, Friday and Saturday. The finale 3 o'clock on Sunday. And it's brought to you by Sandy Spring Bank, where they help people and businesses reach their goals every day. Sandy Spring Bank, from here for 150 years. There's Joe Ross, scheduled to pitch on Friday against the Rocks. And when you're looking at the National League West and the NL Central, there are all kinds of tie and play-in possibilities as we look ahead to the weekend. Now, Kieboom jumping up and visiting his pitcher quickly here after the first pitch of the 5th inning.
Got something going on. It's an odd trip. Everybody looking on from the dugout. You usually see a trip to the mound when something's going on, when nobody on, the guy's dealing. Keep an eye on Kyle McGowan.
Two and 0. Has walked 1 batter today. O'Brien last inning after the Dietrich base hit. Interesting. Matt Grace has popped up.
Yeah, there might be something going on we don't know about right now. 5-0 lead. 62 pitches. Maybe that's a little stretch because he hasn't done it in a while.
True.
But I'm sure Davey wants him to get the W here, right?
Yeah, Austin Voth got his first win on this homestand, and McGowan a chance to do that, and that's outside. Well, Davey talked a lot about his sinker as the lead up to this start. So the ground ball is always the possibility, and he'll face Chad Wallach, who hit it in the air first time, a fly ball to left.
Yeah, if you got a pitcher that's given up one hit, and it's the 5th inning, he's qualifying for a win, and you got the skipper looking at his cards, something's going on that we don't know about, I think.
Strike call to Chad Wallach. Chad Wallach, 26 years of age. And Dad Tim, a Marlins coach, a great expo, great right-handed hitter. Outstanding defensive player.
Chad played in an exhibition game at Olympic Stadium in Montreal a few years back. They introduced him as son of former Expo Tim Wallach, and he got a standing ovation because his dad was so well liked and such a good Expo.
Yeah. McGowan missing a lot to his glove side here. Pitcher spot next, and Wei-Yin Chen will be done for the day. There's another miss out there.
Yeah, Matt Grace is getting all the way hot.
Not close. 2 walks in a row and 3 walks among the last 4 batters.
Telling Spencer to go talk. Maybe a blister issue. Yeah, here comes Paul Lassard. Something's going on. I mean, pinpoint command. Absolutely dealing. Something's not right.
There it is.
There we have it. Trying to talk his way into the game, staying in. Nope, that's going to do it.
Well, that's a shame. 5-run lead, major league starting debut, in line for a win, and the blister will get him after 4 innings plus 2 batters. 1 hit, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts pretty early. Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com. And here comes Matt Grace. and had to leave because of the blister. So he's responsible for 2 men on base. He'll get a no decision either way. Cannot be the loser. And it's Miguel Rojas against Matt Grace. Rojas has faced him 7 times with 4 hits. And for Matt, 29 years of age, his 56th appearance. By 16 games, a career high. Rojas in the series, 2 for 7, a walk and an RBI.
Well, I mean, the positive definitely outweighs the negative for Kyle today. He was dialed. The negative is he was staring at his first major league win right in the eye with 3 outs. But he'll get it someday. It'll be frustrating for a minute, but you know, the takeaway here is he showed everybody he's a pretty darn good starter.
Out to center, it's staying up, and here comes Robles to make the grab. So 1 out in the 5th, and Magneuris Sierra scheduled to hit. Looks like a right-hander is going to hit for him. Lewis Brinson. Brinson in the series, 1 for 8 with a run batted in.
Trying to stay down the zone, get that ground ball, get him back in the dugout. Make this game official.
And a strike call, 1-1. A couple things available to the Nats today. A winning home record they can hold on, and then they would clinch at least a 500 record for the season. Need to win 1 in Colorado to finish on the right side of that ledger. And a 1-1 pitch is outside. Nationals are 40 and 38 on the road with 3 to go. They're 5 over in the division. Ball 3. Right at Turner, and he tries to get it to Sanchez. Staying home, a good base running play by Bostic, and Adrian Sanchez came flashing to that bag in an instant. 2 down.
The ball well struck. Trey Turner right there. 112-mile-an-hour out. Adrian Sanchez getting there as quick as he could. Almost had the double play on conventional style.
It's like JT Realmuto will hit for JT Riddle in the leadoff spot.
That's got to be a record.
JT for JT.
Yeah. I never had a FP pinch hit for me. I mean, I had everybody else pinch hit for me.
That's a pitch JT, this JT, pretty rough in the series. 0 for 9. And there's Max with another young pitcher who's just come out of the game, like he has done with others. Eric Fetty the other day. I'm sure he had a chat with Austin Voth after his first big league W. Soak it in.
It's probably blister talk. Pickle juice works for a blister. Dip your finger in a jar of pickles. Other things work, but this is a family show.
2-1.
3 games left. Not a big deal.
Well, he's smiling. Maybe he has a new sense that his stuff plays at the big league level. Two balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, when he started the season in Potomac this year, do you think he thought he'd be sitting in a dugout talking to Max Scherzer about pitching? Well, you get called up, guys like Max Scherzer intimidate you as a rookie, and you're scared to even go talk to them. But then once they talk to you, different story.
Swing and a miss. It's an official ball game now, with the Nationals on top by 5, thanks in a big part to the way Kyle pitched today. Well, that part of the sky looks okay, but if you're maybe able to look a little to the right here at the ballpark, it's not looking so great. But it's an official ball game. The Nats are ahead after 4.5, and let's go inside some great numbers from PNC Bank. Make today the day among teenagers. Average 294 second. The home runs third behind Tony C and Bryce H. And the RBIs fourth, walks first. 25-year-old Brett Graves for Miami. 21st appearance of the season. His second of this series. He gave up a hit, struck out a couple in the 8th inning. Game 1 on Monday. The hit was from Trey Turner. He struck out Adam Eaton and Bryce Harper. And he takes on Soto here for the first time.
A lot of good Bretts in the big leagues throughout history. Brett Saberhagen, Brett Boone. Remember Brett Barbary?
Oh yeah, Expo, right?
Yeah. Danny Graves.
Miguel Rojas, after hitting 8th, stays in at short. Lewis Brinson, after hitting 9th, stays in center. So the Miami pitcher spot is the leadoff position. That's where Real Muto pinch hit a moment ago. 3-1 to Juan Soto. That's some pretty good paint right there. 3-2.
Yeah, fastball, slider, curveball, 3 pitches. No changeup. Well, first guys I've seen all year without a change.
This is a mile high up into the now gray sky. Brinson sees it. 1 out, bottom of the 5th.
All right, DC Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 homers hit by the ball club this season. Lexus, experience amazing. I see what the truck is doing. Mark Reynolds has had a nice season against the Marlins.
Yeah, he has. He's put up some huge numbers against these guys.
Trying to channel 250.
Hot shot, and that one eats up Rojas. And because it redirects so far away from Ortega, Mark Reynolds just cruises into second.
It's a double.
Walked his first time. That should be a double, yeah.
Ball hit hard on the barrel. Rojas into a slide. He got his foot in the way. That's where you get the expression he booted it. Get it?
Yeah.
He booted that. Even though it's not an error, he booted it. It's a double off a shoe. Who hits a double off a shoe?
I don't know. Maybe Rick Shoe had a couple.
Honestly.
Well, how about Adrian Sanchez today? 2 for 2. Oppo both times. He has scored a run and he has driven one in. And you might remember his first couple of at-bats when he was called up. Deep right center, flirting with home runs, with the extra base hits off the scoreboard out there. So he's got a real nice other way swing going. That was serious inside out action right there. In case you're wondering, so Matt Grace came on and got 3 outs to get this game in the book, and Suero evidently will take over. Nice rip. Good job of spoiling that breaking ball. They had a lot of action on it.
Before we forget, got to say happy birthday to Mark Lerner today.
It is Mark's birthday.
Yes. Happy
Got his
birthday.
name up in lights on the video board a few minutes ago. Davey Martinez's birthday today as well. Wow, huge day.
Sean Doolittle's birthday today. Whose birthday isn't it today? Those are 3 good ones.
You have an owner, a manager, and a closer. You've got a good start to your franchise.
It's a lot of big names on the birthday board here. A-listers.
Quite a battle by Adrian Sanchez here. And that one sky high. Quite a grab by the catcher, Chad Wallach.
I feel like Don could grab a bat, roll up there, and throw a double down the left field line right now. He was such a pure hitter and sweet with the glove too. I don't think he gets enough credit for how good a first baseman he was.
Exactly.
But he could hit, man.
Look at Sanchez, 3 for 3 the other way. That's some great hitting. Reynolds will make a big round of third and stop. So the Nats have a corner situation with 1 out, and Spencer Keyboom's been licking his chops all day with RBI opportunities.
Yeah, there's been a lot of traffic out there for Spencer today. Another little inside out piece from Adrian Sanchez. 3 knocks the other way. So he doesn't have a lot of at-bats. 3 for 3 is going to make his average jump big time. Let me see what that is. Box score, Sanchez 255 now with a 3 for 3. He started at 208.
Every time I see Don Mattingly, I think about something he did back in 1987. I was with the Texas Rangers at the time, and he came into our ballpark and did some things.
Let me think. He homered in like 10 straight games, or 9 straight. Was it it?
Well, that's a base hit for Keyboom. Reynolds had to hang around the third base bag forever. Now it's 6-0. Don Mattingly hit 6 grand slams that year.
Wow.
And had a big home run streak, and a couple of them were grand slams. You're right.
Have a day, Spencer Keyboom. Another RBI, so make that 3 on the day for Spencer. Another clutch hit. And another run.
Well, this is interesting. Wander Suero was throwing. Adam Eaton came out to pinch hit. And then Adam returns, and out comes Matt Grace.
Like Davies tell him, easy there, big boy.
Yeah, maybe Adam put himself in the game. Matt Grace is a .500 hitter. He's 1 for 2 this year. So the Nats today have had 2 serious line moving innings. The 5-run second, and to this date a 1-run 5th, with guys all over the place. In the air to left, it'll back up Ortega. Sanchez tagging at second, nowhere to go, play right in front of him. Not a bad hack by Matt Grace for the second out. MLB at bat, your #1 Nationals app. What have you been waiting for? Customize your experience, catch every moment, home screen icons, MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking and game highlights, stats and news. Download it now. All right, Ryan, we hope you're okay, buddy. Maybe had a little treatment. Now he's back out with his teammates. We'll find out more from Dan later, hopefully during Nats Extra post game. Victor Robles, what a day. How about Robles and Sanchez? 6 for 6 today. And Victor's gone the other way. 2 of his 3 hits. That one right through Wallach, and 2 runners will move up.
Yeah, couldn't get over there fast enough.
Wild pitch, the ruling.
Got to be a wild pitch. It's in the other batter's box. Well, if you're Victor, you know you're not going to see that pitch again.
And there's a long one to left. Top of the wall. Out of here. See you later. And Robles now 3 career home runs. Couple against the Marlins. And it's a 9-0 game.
They're all against the Marlins.
Right.
What a day for Victor Robles. 4 for 4, a home run, and guess what? It's only the 5th inning. 9-0. That's exciting.
Here's Trey Turner, 0 for 2. 9 runs on 11 hits. And the Nats have now hit 189 home runs this year. Oh, man. Just think about next year with him and Soto. 2-0. 5 RBI day. He had never had a 3-hit day in the big leagues, and now he has 4.
But could potentially be Bryce Harper's last game here. Potentially. Victor Robles is stealing the show. Show me the tater again. Number 3, they've all been against the Marlins, so he plays the Marlins 19 times next year. So mark down 19 home runs for Robles automatically.
Yeah, it looked like that thing hit that bullpen bench the players stood at just over the wall.
Do you know how far his first one went against the Marlins?
427, I believe.
427. I'll never forget it.
Just
Telling you.
Hoping you could nail that down for me.
Nobody's ever hit a sign that big on their first home run. There they are.
Having fun. I mean,
39 years old. Wait, 40. They're 40.
Well, here comes Bryce as Turner walks for the 2nd time. So weather approaching.
Yeah.
4th at bat of the day.
Set it up.
Last home game of the season.
Keep going.
That's all I got. Let's see what happens.
I like it. Set it up for him. Let's go, Bryce.
Off speed, 1-1. Inside, ball 2. Oh, what a time this would be for number 35. He'll spin on it. 3-1.
9-0.
9-0. Challenge him.
Don't walk him. Let Bryce play. He did.
Strike 3 call. The Nats pick up 4 runs in the 5th. 9-0 after 5. The big blow, Victor Robles, his 3rd big league homer. 5 RBI day on 4 hits. It's all Nats after 5. Nothing, Washington. And Bryce out in right field to start the top of the 6th as Matt Grace stays in after getting 3 batters on 2 line drives and a swinging strikeout. Base hit. Brian Anderson 1 for 3 today after a couple of ground ball outs. Next up, Derek Dietrich. And the Marlins box. The Dietrich hit with 2 outs in the 4th. He pulled a clean single to right. Their first base hit, their only hit until what we saw a moment ago. And then O'Brien a 2-out walk in the 4th. Bostic and Wallach leadoff walks in the 5th. Look at that thing. It's coming back fair. Hit it off the top of the barrel. Rendon, the throw pulls Mark Reynolds off the bag. That thing must have taken a 3 or 4 foot right turn.
Oh my goodness. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I've never seen a ball do this. Watch this. He knew it too. Good for Derek Dietrich for running. Most guys would have stood there and watched it. If he did, he'd have been out. He must have done that before. No way he takes off on a ball that's 5 feet foul. What do you call that? A masse?
Yes, in pool, that is a masse.
Yes.
You hit straight down on the ball and make it spin sideways.
He did that.
So Willie Mosconi at first base behind Brian Anderson here in the 6th inning. And now comes Wander Suero to replace Matt Grace.
When you hit it off the cut part of the bat, you can actually cut the baseball because it's so sharp where the end of the bat is. It's cupped, right? Yeah. Run your finger along there. It'll cut the leather off the ball. So Fios by Verizon going to show you that. Look at where that thing started. Look at where it came back to. Spinning in Anthony's hand, but here it is. Look at the ball. That flap of leather hanging off where it hit the cup of the bat. 100% fiber optic network. Not exactly the natural, but close. 100% phenomenal. Visit getfios.com.
Here's Peter O'Brien, 2 on, nobody out. And Suero front door on the cutter for a strike. That's his curve.
Good pitch. I like bumper pool. I mean, I like regular pool, but you can have bumper pool. That never made sense to me.
Yeah, you're hitting one ball.
Yeah.
Real pool, you're hitting a cue ball into another ball. That's pool. Here's a 1-2, and that is outside. 2-2. You ever play one pocket?
No.
Usually played on a table that's a little larger. It's about a 5x9 table. And you break the balls gently. Each player picks one pocket at the opposite corner, and the first one to make 8 balls in that pocket wins the game. It's a lot like playing chess on a pool table. A game can last a half hour. Swing and a miss. That didn't take long. Suero strikes out O'Brien. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Everything down the zone, down and away from O'Brien. We told you he likes to use the right center field gap a lot, but likes the ball elevated. Nice pitch. Good sequence.
If my dad was still around, he'd say, quit talking about the times I had to come up and pull you out of the pool hall.
You're nuts.
Crazy, man. Here's Ortega. Fly ball to left, ground ball to second. 0 for 1 against Wander Suero. 2-0. We have seen extremes in the sky today. Bright, sunshiny all day into the start of the ball game, and things looking ominous now. That's out toward the west and panning toward the southwest. There's a changeup. So Wander showing us all of his repertoire here. He paints. Strike 3.
Changeup. Pitch he's gaining a lot of confidence in. I'll tell you what, you talk about a guy that's going to be a big part of the bullpen right in the middle of it next year. This guy. When we first came up, it seemed like he was feeling for his stuff, didn't want to challenge people, and then all of a sudden realizes, hey, I'm pretty good. And you see the confidence grow, the swagger grow on the mound. He has been lights out.
Nothing at all wrong with a 3.74 ERA and falling for a rookie pitcher. 39th big league appearance. Less than a hit per inning given up, and averaging right around a strikeout per inning. Here's Christopher Bostic. Fly ball to right and a base on balls today. Maybe FP, we haven't talked about this for a while. What makes the cutter so tough for a hitter to get the good part of the bat on?
Well, A, it's hard to pick up the rotation on it because it's so subtle. A slider, you can see a dot, it's spinning more, but the cutter's subtle and it changes lanes. I think more effective to a left-handed hitter. So come in off the sweet spot onto your label or lower and break your bat. And then once you're aware of that and you make a lefty aware of it, it opens up everything else. Obviously Mariano Rivera, the best one I ever saw, it was invisible. You just go to swing where you thought it was, and the last second it would change lanes on your hands. Kenley Jansen has a good one. There were times when, as a switch hitter, I thought about hitting right-handed against Mariano just so the pitch would be going away from me and not into the handle of my bat left-handed.
One ball and 2 strikes. Ooh. 2-2. Called, third strike. Suero comes in, 3 Ks to O'Brien, Ortega, and Bostic. There's the cutting action. Annapolis. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. So the Nats in great position to finish with a winning record here at home. 9-0. One of the hottest guys with a bat in baseball coming up in Anthony Rendon. And when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Longest on-base streaks this season. I tell you, that's the sneaky one of the year. Shin-Soo Choo of the Rangers. 52 games. We heard all about Alex Bregman's, who's came to a stop recently. Odubel Herrera of the Phillies earlier. Matt Carpenter, Anthony, and Machado. He's 0 for 3 today. And he faces Tyron Guerrero, who he's 1 for 1 against career. 27-year-old right-hander from Colombia. 59th appearance for the Fish.
Fastball slider, fastball 98.8 on average. Shouldn't worry Tony at all. 6'8", 210. Yeah, we had that graphic the other day where fastball's 94 and over. Rendon was one of the tops in baseball at getting hits on that pitch. Doesn't surprise you, right, with that quick bat?
Yeah. And this one popped up to the right side. Derek Dietrich. All right, well, let's talk about some youngsters today. How about Robles, a 4-hit day, 5 RBIs, 2 singles, a double, a homer. Slide down to the number 7 spot, Adrian Sanchez, 3 hits, 2 runs, and RBI.
We're in.
Take that right now.
We are good at spending other people's money.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants after the 2026 season.
I think the long contract is a dinosaur now. I don't think you're going to see many more of those. What you might see is like the shorter term contract but higher dollar value per year.
Yeah, front loaded more.
Or just a 3-year deal for, you know, 120.
Soto with a bunt base hit, a line drive out, and a fly ball to center. Target outside edge. Look at him take it the other way with authority. Backhand play by Ortega. Here comes Juan into second. Taking a long look, Angel Hernandez. And Juan just hugging that bag. Balls that you think he may not be able to reach, he hits them extremely hard.
I mean, just a beautiful swing, kind of serving this. Look at him serve that to left field. Just a 3/4 kind of knockdown swing. I mean, the hand-eye coordination there is just insane. Look at that. It's not that easy. And then no oven mitts, and he's able to hang on to second base. If he has the oven mitt here, he's out, right? The oven mitt will hit, he goes by, but look at the fingers grabbing the bag. That's why I think oven mitts should be outlawed. And then reaches back with his right hand, too. What a swing.
There's Mark Reynolds, who's been aboard via a walk and a double of his own. Ryan Zimmerman walked in the number 6 hole earlier.
I mean, that was the definition of playing pepper.
Left side, Anderson looks the runner back, throws high, and Dietrich had to come back down with it.
But you talk about a game where strikeouts reign and the 2-strike approach from Juan Soto. Look at spread out, choke up, and just put the ball in play. But not only puts it in play, he's fooled and he still gets barrel to baseball. Watch. And just flips it, playing pepper into left field. That, folks, is how you hit 300. Look at it's on the black. You know, maybe he was trying to spoil it, maybe he wasn't.
Can't wait to see Johnny and Dan break that down during Nats Extra postgame.
I can't wait to see Juan Soto for 162 games.
How sweet would that be? Well, here's Sanchez, who's 3 for 3. So Adrian tacks on almost 60 points onto his batting average.
But how many times have you and I seen a 3-0 hack in a 0-2 count this year? From hitters, their heads flying out, monster green light 3-0 hack. He's 0-2 right there, spreads out, flips it into the left. And it's had an effect on his teammates. You've seen Trey Turner go no stride with 2 strikes, Bryce Harper. I mean, you get paid for damage now, and I understand the big swing with 2 strikes, but that just is.
He's doing his damage.
Collecting hits.
And Sanchez gears it up and takes a big rip, and the count's 1-2.
Angels chatty at second today.
Yeah, I was just thinking about this. Juan Soto's 19. Angel Hernandez umpired 10 years in the big leagues before Juan was born.
See, that's how you build relationships, though, with umpires, and that's how you get calls moving forward. Be nice to all of them. Don't be adversarial with these guys. Make them your best friends, even if you can't stand them. Play that game out there, and then you'll get that borderline call when you get to the plate.
This one to short. Backhand. Rojas on target. That's the end of the inning. So stranded will be Soto. The Nats have left 7, but they've scored 9. This one to the late innings.
Miller Lite hold true moments that take you through the day. Bryce Harper's day. That's how it started. Signs everywhere in the ballpark. He got here 3.5 hours early, put his uniform on. Standing ovations all day, signs in the ballpark. An emotional day for Bryce Harper. And it looks like he's going to have one more at bat. He's still in right field right now. And yeah, from all of us, thank you, Bryce. He has given us all so many thrills over the years, and we don't know if he's going. We don't know if he's staying. We do know he's eligible to become a free agent, and you have to go test the market. That's how it goes in baseball. You earn that over 6 years. They get you for a while, then after 6 years, it's your turn to get them. And he has to explore his opportunities. Everybody else has, and we'll see what happens.
Here's our game summary after 6. Talked about Robles and Sanchez when we showed you the Nats box. Huge. And a shame Kyle McGowan couldn't get through that 5th inning. Walked the first 2 guys. A blister got him. He was 3 outs away from his first big league win. but a wonderful performance by him. Here's Jeffrey Rodriguez, the 25-year-old righty. His 14th appearance. Only 41 hits in 51 innings so far, but the control number is not great. 38 strikeouts, 36 walks. Chad Wallach, top 7.
I will say this, though, you know, as far as free agency goes, Carp, the Nats have taken care of Bryce Harper while he was a Nat.
They have.
I mean, he's done very well before the free agent market, understandably so, MVP and all the talent he has, but it's not like, you know, it's been a one-sided deal. They've taken care of Bryce, and you wonder if that's going to come into consideration when he makes his choice and they make their choice.
Yeah, Bryce has made 8 figures the last 2 years.
Looking at the chart, scooting over. I think it said 3 steps to your left when Miguel Rojas comes up. Yeah, a lot of interesting quotes in the Washington Post in that article the other day. Barry's for Luga. Did a nice job.
One ball, one strike to Miguel Rojas, who pinch hit back in the 5th inning, lined out hard to center, and then went out to play short. Reynolds playing way off the line, not holding the runner. Clean single to left from Rojas. First 2 Marlins aboard here in the 7th.
All right, check this out. Commemorative tickets for Max Scherzer's 300 strikeout game are available right now. All proceeds benefit the Nats Dream Foundation, so that's cool. For a great cause, visit nationals.com/commemorative. Said it right twice. Nailed it.
Center fielder Lewis Brinson. This guy will air out some swings.
And a miss, yes.
Left side, Rendon, Sanchez. They're going to give him the out at second. He was trying to make a quick exchange. Brinson runs well, and it'll be a 5-4 fielder's choice.
All right, DC Lexus dealers, they continue to go above and beyond their quest to support cancer research by raffling off a new car, a 2019 Lexus ESF Sport. All proceeds support the cause. Please visit DCLexusDealersRaffle.com to learn more. Very cool.
Austin Dean pinch hitting in the pitcher's spot here. 1 for 4, couple of walks, hit by a pitch in the series.
Yeah, Austin said after the game last night he didn't know that that was potentially Max's 300th strikeout till the crowd got into it. Then he kind of figured out what was going on in the middle of the at-bat. Said, I'm going to be on TV for a couple of years.
Well, he got a nasty slider, didn't he, after the fastballs?
Yeah. Took some good rips at the heaters, and then they finally decided on a 3-2 slider. I think the 10th pitch of that at bat.
It was. All right. Ball in the dirt. He went. 2 outs here in the 7th.
Yeah, Austin was having fun with that 300th strikeout today in batting practice, or before the game. He had his jersey on and somebody taped Mr. 300 over his name on the back of his jersey. It's all over Twitter.
Not at all happy with that at bat. Fastball spins Brian Anderson to his right. Jeffrey Rodriguez has all the velocity and all the stuff you could want. He's just got to get that harness of his control. Eliezer Hernandez for Miami.
I got Bryce due up 5th in the 7th, right?
Yes.
It's worth sticking around for, even though it's 9-0. Probably be his last at bat today. Are we giving stuff away? Boy, the Screech nightlights are very popular this weekend, giving them away. Did you get one?
No,
You're not scared?
I have enough trouble sleeping without a nightlight.
You're not scared of the dark?
I welcome the dark. I embrace it.
It's cool. They've been doing that all homestand, right around the 6th, 7th inning.
Two balls, 2 strikes here in the 7th.
Oh. Chad Whitson dekes you because he stands up after a close pitch and you think he's going to ring it, but he doesn't. Yeah, that one a little outside. Pitch number 22 coming from Jeffrey.
3-2, 2 outs. Challenge fastball. That's a mile high into the left field corner. Soto doesn't see it, and it leaves the ballpark anyway. 6:39, darkening skies. He never saw it, and it came down out of here. And the Marlins will put 3 on the board here on a high, long homer, 11th of the year by Brian Anderson.
A lot like Anthony's home run the other night, right? Straight up. I'm not seeing any wind. Juan Soto lost it in the twilight. Irrelevant because it was about 5-6 rows deep. Marlins on the board.
Two-hit day for Derek Dietrich. First base hit, 2 outs, 4th inning against Kyle McGowan. And then that crazy spinning ball flapping single last inning when the ball went about 4 or 5 feet foul and made a right turn on the third base side. He gets jammed on that one.
Try to do it again.
Fastball low. Left side. That ball looked like it might have changed directions on Rendon spinning. So a long inning for Rodriguez. The 3-run homer by Brian Anderson makes it 9-3. Since 2015, Maryland is open for business. Be part of the action at open.maryland.gov. I mean, to the north of us and to the northwest of us, it looks like Armageddon. Really scary dark gray skies. Here's Eliezer Hernandez. This young man's just 23 years of age, having some control issues himself. 44 strikeouts, 26 walks, In 65 innings, Spencer Keyboom is first. And Adam Eaton will finally get his chance to come out of the dugout and stay there.
I'll tell you what, guys like Adam Eaton, managers rather have him playing than on the bench. Serious. Because
that ball is cranked to left. And just hooking before it got there at the 336 mark.
Spencer's feeling it today. Single first time up, couple RBIs. Single last time up with an RBI. He just almost went deep. Just hooking foul. Had distance. Yeah, but guys like Adam drive you nuts on the bench, so you got to get him far away. How do you get him far away? You start him.
And everybody's happy. 3-1.
I mean, in a good way. He just wants to play. He's probably always chirping. A lot of good energy in the dugout. He's good energy, period. I love watching that guy play.
Keyboom's on for the third time today. Nets Plus, check it out. Membership's on sale now. Great member benefits program. Guaranteed access next year to potential postseason, all while saving money compared to single game ticket prices. Become a Nats Plus member, or if you just want to check it out, get some info. Nationals.com/2019. Adam Eaton, one career appearance against Hernandez, a base on balls. A lot of guys come off the bench late in the game. They want to swing at the first fastball they see, and that one slipped by him. And by the way, what does the young guy on deck have in store for us here in the 7th inning? Fifth plate appearance for Victor Robles coming up.
Yeah, trying to get Bryce up this inning. There's some rain right outside of Washington right now, so who knows?
Swing and a miss, and that's the first out here in the 7th.
All right, StatCast AI powered by AWS going to show you the tater off the bat of Victor Robles. What do we got? 30 degrees, 93.5, 383 for number 3. They're all against the Marlins. A big high five from Bryce Harper.
Yeah, what an intriguing package of speed and power and defensive ability.
Some sort of Power Ranger thing from Adam Eaton. Did you see that? Wow.
Couldn't stop his swing there, and it's 0-2.
His average started at 217 today, up to 280. One more shot.
And a pop fly out behind short. Rojas, 2 down. Day off tomorrow. The Nats will fly to Denver. Joe Ross, Kyle Freeland. He's a 16-game winner leading the Rockies rotation at Coors Field. So we'll get you going at 7:30 p.m. with Nats Extra on Masson 2 Friday evening. For Joe, it'll be his 3rd start. 12 hits, 11 innings so far. 3 walks, 3 Ks.
That place should be jumping. Big series for the Rockies.
Yeah, they've got a lot on the line. They're hosting Phillies again tonight. They've beaten them handily 2 nights in a row. And right now, the Rockies a half game ahead of St. Louis for the 2nd wild card. So Bryce on deck. Can Trey Turner keep this thing going in the 7th? Fastball hit up the middle, 6-4. So Bryce Harper is due to lead off in the bottom of the 8th. It's all Nats despite their 3 runs last half inning. And it has arrived aggressively, and out comes the tarp at this very moment as we get ready to go to the top of the 8th inning. The Nats on top big. Coda Glover was due to pitch in the top of the 8th. So we'll just have to wait and see here. Forecast was horrible for earlier in the day. Originally, a day or 2 ago, we thought this stuff was going to be arriving 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock this afternoon. So really, it's a good thing they got the ball game in. No game will have to be played tomorrow. And now we'll have to see if Bryce can make another appearance on the field. FP, what possibly could be his last game as a Net in this ballpark.
Looks pensive right now. Just kind of checking it out, watching the rain. Doesn't look like a lot. It should move through quick. So it's a question of whether they want to continue this game. Marlins down by 3. How much more water can the field hold based on what's happened here so far this homestand? And I'd like to see Bryce lead off the 8th. I'm just, you know, we'll see what they decide to do here. It's not crazy raining out there, so just looking at my app right now, it's not that bad. So I want to see Bryce Harper get another at-bat at Nats Park, so hopefully we do this.
Not that we like it, but I guess it's only fitting that this would happen in the last home game of the season. I mean, this has been, you know, from the rain standpoint, delays and all that, just a brutal home season. And a lot of teams on the Eastern Seaboard have had to put up with this year, but this year especially. And I guess more rain than any time around here in the last 5 decades. And we have felt it here at the ballpark.
Yeah, especially the players. I mean, they're the ones out in it every time. They got to play in the mud, and hopefully they don't get injured. And, you know, waiting around in the clubhouse, and whether you're playing, whether you're not playing, takes a toll on you. So hopefully this is quick. Hopefully we get to see Bryce one more time, and hopefully we get to see Bryce next year. I mean, this isn't a done deal yet, so, you know, everybody wants to keep him here. We'll just see what happens in the offseason.
We have alternate programming for you, ESPN News, to send you to. Right now, the umbrellas are out, the tarp is out. We've completed 7 innings, so it is an official ball game. 9-3 Nats. We're in a holding pattern from Nationals Park. Yeah, what else is new? And at least we know the Nats are in great position to take the ball game, whether it's continued or not. We'll keep you posted every 30 minutes right here on MASN.